your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, we are really just kind of missing out on some big-time weather that's occurring just north of our area. You can see up near Kankakee. You can see north of Peoria and far west central northwestern Illinois here. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, but look how all of that activity is basically kind of moving here from the southwest to the northeast, but well north of us. The rest of us sitting right in that sweet spot for dry conditions for Friday night football, homecomings, things like that. There is a tornado watch, though, in effect until 10 p.m. We're not out of the woods, as those storms may try to make a little bit more of a movement to the south, so places like Lincoln, Clinton, Bloomington, Pontiac, we'll be watching those areas. A big difference in temperatures from, say, well, Effingham at 86 and 67 in Watseka. So again, through this evening, things looking good, but the closer we get to midnight, storms returning. We'll talk more about the severe weather threat when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts
now on WCIA 3 News.
It's a deadly crash here in Moultrie County. Why it's not the first time it's happened in this area.
This is a highly contagious virus.
A warning is being sent at the U of I what a student may have come down with. And a high price was paid to bring in this stovepipe hat. Why the owner probably isn't who you think.
We have breaking news tonight. The Moultrie County coroner is at the scene of a deadly crash between a Sullivan school bus and another vehicle.
It happened around 3:30 this afternoon at the intersection of County Road 800 North and Route 32 just outside of Sullivan. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is there live. Jennifer, what can you tell us?
Jennifer, 2 people died in this accident. This is where it happened. They would not give, state police would not give out the ages of the people who died or what vehicles they were in. There were 11 kids and 1 driver on that Sullivan school bus. State police are investigating, but this is the only information they will share at this time. They would not say, as of now, what happened, what caused this accident, or how many others were hurt. The traffic reconstruction team is here processing the scene. Traffic is being rerouted off Route 32, and the intersection will be closed for about 4 more hours until about 9 p.m. Now, I will stay out here for as long as it takes to get all of the information on what happened here this afternoon. Live in Moultrie County, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jennifer, I know you said things are blocked off. Have you seen any parents at all or families trying to get to their kids?
No, when we got to the scene about hour and a half ago, the school bus seemed to have been evacuated. There are people parked all around the gas station watching what is happening here right now. But other than that, that is all the information state police have released and that I was able to get.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, she mentioned that gas station. See if you remember this. Another bus crashed near there more than 2 years ago. A bus carrying the Topless boys basketball team was hit by a minivan that pulled out in front of them. The bus skidded on its side. Thankfully, everybody inside made it out safely. The woman was charged with DUI and sentenced to 2 years in prison. A former Department of Corrections employee is charged with having sex with the inmates. Michael Williams was arrested this week. He faces charges of custodial sexual misconduct. Williams was a 20-year employee of IDOC. His most recent position was a food services manager at Decatur Correctional Center. He also worked at the Logan Correctional Center.
A man in Decatur now faces a possible prison sentence of 44 years after a jury convicted him for raping and beating his girlfriend. 31-year-old Lamont Wright was found guilty Wednesday after a 3-day trial. The jury charged Wright, or he was charged rather, with aggravated criminal sexual assault, 2 counts of aggravated domestic battery, 1 count of domestic battery, and 1 count of resisting police. A new report shows crime on the U of I's campus was down in almost every area last year, but police say it is a work in progress.
They say a lot of that improvement is thanks to police officers being more involved with students. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live now for us in the control room. So, Courtney, what have police been doing?
Yeah, Jennifer, they've been trying to be more visible on campus, doing things, especially during the first week of school. They were walking around getting to know students. They also do things like holding classes to teach people how to report crime as well as how to prevent it.
No place is crime-free, but I think we do a pretty good job.
Many students, when choosing a school, look at how safe that campus is. That's one thing University of Illinois police say they're confident about. Police track their numbers every year and compare them. They released a report Friday showing crimes going down in almost every category, including vehicle theft and aggravated assault.
For the most part, in my experience, I've had safe time here. Obviously, there's people out there who you can't really trust around campus, but I think that's everywhere, you know.
Other students we talked to say part of the reason they feel safe is officers are no stranger to them.
There's always like police driving around that I see.
Despite the good news, the report shows not every area of crime decreased. While there were fewer reports of rape in 2018 than 2017, 35 to 30, that number was still well above 2016's, which was 17 reports. Fondling reports also went up from 14 to 17. That's up from only 4 in 2016.
In some of those cases, some of the individuals are repeat offenders. And so we have people come forward and report information. We can act on it and apprehend these individuals.
While the U of I is overall a safe campus for students, police say there's always room for improvement.
We always want to look for ways that we can do a better job, and one of the things is educating the campus community and how they can keep themselves safe and how they can help us as well. And so we want them to call us when they see something that looks suspicious.
Police say they also now have 1,000 more cameras on campus than they did last year. That number went up from 1,800 to 1,900. Jennifer.
All right, Courtney, thank you so much. Police started a community police academy last year for students, faculty, and staff. It trains them on what police do and how they do it. Police believe that improves relationships with the community as well. Those classes start again in a few weeks. The U of I also reporting a possible case of the mumps. An alert was put out to all students, letting them know to be careful. McKinley Health Center couldn't say if the student was being quarantined. Students got the email telling them about a possible case. It also warned them to watch out for symptoms. Mumps spreads through your spit and coughing, and you can be contagious before you even start showing symptoms. Those are swelling of the side of the face, aches, chills, and decreased appetite.
It's really important that if you develop these symptoms that you come to either convenient care or your primary to be evaluated. This is a highly contagious virus, and we want to try to quarantine those people in the community so that we aren't spreading it to the rest of the community members.
People who are most likely to catch mumps are those who haven't been vaccinated. That includes children who are younger than a year. After that, kids typically get their first vaccination. The next one happens between the ages of 4 and 6.
8 communities remembering a firefighter this week. Watsika firefighter and paramedic Mike Meminga has died. The fire department said he just finished paramedic schooling and was in the fire academy. The department wrote on Facebook, Mike was a valuable member to our department and just an overall great guy to have around. Rest in peace, brother. We will miss you. A home in Arthur went up in flames in the middle of the night.
Firefighters were called out to a house near Maple and Park. No one was living there, but it did get some neighbors out of bed early. WCIA 30's Jen Lask was there all morning and has the latest.
Arthur's fire chief says a neighbor woke up just before 3:30 Friday morning and saw flames coming from the house next door.
And when I arrived on scene, it was on fire from pretty much the north end, pretty much to the south end. And then by the time we got the truck set up and the water going, it was fully involved.
As firefighters put out hot spots flaring up throughout the morning, a fire marshal moved through the property, taking pictures and notes.
We just like to cover our bases and see if we can determine a cause.
Some neighbors say they slept straight through the fire and came outside to see charred remains.
And it's really a bad deal.
They were relieved when firefighters told them no one was inside.
I understand now that they moved out, so there was nobody in it. That's a great thing.
After several hours hosing down hot spots, firefighters were forced to continue their work from the outside because it was too dangerous to walk through the home. Ameren also shut down the gas to the house to make sure neighbors stay safe. In Arthur, Jen Lask, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Fire marshals tell us they probably won't have an update until Monday.
They say it's going to put Paxton on the map. Our fans got a first look at the giant red, white, and blue Grand Old Flag.
Also tonight.
I think Monday morning is going to hit me.
After 22 years with the force, he's hanging it up, but not before his fellow officers pranked him with this. You're going to have to hear why a little later.
Well, despite having rain and storms around for part of the day, that sun came back out, and boy, did we warm up. 90 degrees, but look where we started out this morning. It was 50 this morning. We rose 40 degrees throughout this afternoon. What a swing there. Roofing Dog on Ed Bratcher weather camera right now showing sunshine that's back. That could lead to severe storms later tonight, some rain this weekend, and we'll talk about how more of that summer-like heat is going to stick around. Coming up.